Hello, I'm Tom Lodziak. Today I'm here with England international and legend, Paul Drinkle. Now in this video, Paul is going to explain about service variation and disguise. Very, very, very important subject matter, and it's something if you can get good at, can really move your game to the next level. Now, this video is part of a Play It Like Paul series which we're doing in partnership with Bar Table Tennis. We've got loads of great tips from Paul. There's going to be lots of good demonstrations, so keep on watching and enjoy. This video is brought to you in partnership with Bar Table Tennis. Visit brybartt.co.uk today for a wide range of rubbers, blades, bats, balls and clothing from all your favourite table tennis brands.
So with the disguise of the serve, very important at all levels. You know, whatever level your serve is, if you can disguise it that little bit, it can catch your opponent out, whether you win the point outright or it just gives you an advantage in that point. The contact point on the racket is the main thing. If you're a forehand server, if you're contacting the ball towards the bottom of the racket, it's a lot easier to create more backspin, obviously depending on the angle of your racket, but it gives that ball a little bit more time on the rubber. When you're trying to then make the nose spin, you can do a very similar, if not the same action, but you're contacting the ball on the bat towards the top of the racket here to give it less time on the rubber, less friction, which means then less spin on the serve. So with the topspin serve, we're trying to come up the back of the ball, brushing quite a thin contact up the back of the ball. But to get that disguise, we're coming into the ball quite neutral really, so it could be any serve, and then right at the last second you drop slightly and then up the back of the ball, and it's all about the speed in the wrist and the forearm. You find your shoulder will come up, and that's actually a little tell when you're receiving the serves. But when you're just trying to disguise it as a server, as you come through the ball, you brush up the back of the ball, trying to stay low to the table, low to the net to make sure you're getting it low over the net. And I think with the disguise it's very important as well the placement. If you're just looking at disguise but you're constantly serving to the same place, which happens a lot at all levels, then even if you are changing the spins, your opponent can deal with that a little bit easier. I think if you're trying to move the ball around the table as well as disguising the spin, that's a very important thing to do. What I look for when I'm just trying to disguise my serves, it's not huge differences in spins. They're quite subtle differences really, but they make quite a big difference on the trajectory of the ball that comes back to me. So if I'm playing with a backspin serve, quite often it can just go into the net for my opponent, and then when I change that into the float, again, it might not, kick off the end of the table, but it's just popping up that little bit, and I'm ready to try and pounce and win that point off that shot. Again, with a side spin, with a top spin, then you're looking for a little bit more of a bigger change for you. So if I'm doing a topspin serve, I then keep my bat high, because my opponent might either flick or push, and if they push, I've got to be ready to come over that ball and try and win the point.
What was it like for me facing Paul's serves? Well, actually, I didn't feel as though there was huge amounts of uncontrollable spin where I just couldn't control the ball and keep it on the table. So actually, I got quite a lot of the serves back. But what I did find difficult was keeping the ball back tightly. And this is where all of the subtle variations Paul was doing became very effective. And because I couldn't keep the ball back tightly, or I didn't feel as though I had the confidence to attack them, then the ball was just popping up slightly, giving Paul half chances, and all Paul needs is half chances. He just needs that ball to pop up a little bit, and then he's straight in. Anything slightly loose, and then bam, the ball straight past me. So I think what I really liked about Paul's serves, I thought what was really clever about it was just the small variations, the small changes in spin. That was what was really hard to pick up on. It wasn't the big changes, it was the small changes, the subtle changes. Only Paul knew what he was doing. I was obviously trying to read it, but Paul knew what he was doing. He kind of had an idea of what was going to come back, and then he could then attack the third ball. Now that is very good service strategy. And if you can get that type of thinking into your game, small service variations to make it very difficult for the other player to pick up what spin is on the ball, then you can really jump up a level. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to Paul Drinkle for sharing his table tennis tips, and also a big thank you to Brybar for sponsoring this video. If you need any table tennis equipment, go to the Brybar website at brybartt.co.uk and you find bats, blades, rubbers, balls, tables, all the stuff you need to play table tennis. Okay, I've got more videos coming soon, so please make sure you click the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.